What's happening, everybody? It's me, Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and we've got your Week 13 NFL Rapid Fire coming right up. We're cruising through 5 games that are going down this Sunday, November the 30th, and with me today to discuss them, I've got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Sean Higgs. How's it going, Higgy?
Nah, not too bad. Not too bad. A little, it's Thanksgiving week. We were just talking off air, just like worn down. It's a long week. If you got people coming over and you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're getting the house in order, and then it's like I need boxes out for Thanksgiving to put crap away, and Christmas stuff's gonna be coming out.
Get your Christmas stuff out. Yep.
My son's birthday was last week, but his boys are home from college, so now there's gonna be they got 10 guys coming over tomorrow for his birthday to stay over, a bunch of gorillas. It's like, and just a long week, man. Every day I was saying on my video, I was like, you go to bed like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, wake up at 6:30, because then you got college basketball. Half these lines don't come up. And I don't understand it. I don't understand how the college basketball lines, there's so many games not listed.
Yes, I feel you on that. Like I was looking for J Madden G Mace. Old James Madison and George Mason. Like, they're not playing today. They're not playing yesterday. Why can't I have the line? Give me the line.
And some of these tournament events, the way they're set up, it's not even like you got to wait for a winner. They have it kind of lined up like A plays C, B versus E, so they're just kind of around. And yet here we are. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
TikTok. Well, once those lines are out, people start betting on them, and it's a lot of action to like keep your eye on. So I get that, but
it is.
We've got.
Listen, this is a football show, but you know what?
I was going to say we've got until March to talk college basketball. Let's get into.
We just don't do though at Picks and Parlays. It's just not NFL. That's we got other sports we handle too, so that's why we do it all.
And you're crushing it at college football. If you guys see the ticker going at the bottom of the screen, Sean's 57% in college football over the last 3 days, or over the last 7 days, number 3 on the site. So yeah, good for 57%. That's making you people money. Let's see how he's doing in the NFL. This is my matchup of the week. Texans, my Houston Texans, 6-5 are at the Colts, 8-3. Colts are coming off of that loss in overtime in KC. It was 23-20. Texas had a different kind of a weekend. They did Thursday night football against the Bills, and they beat them. I was very excited about that. I must say, 23-19. They were now they're on the road though with the Colts. We've got the Colts -3.5. The total's 44.5. What do you got going on?
So I'm watching the game last week, and I'm like, how about the Texans without C.J. Stroud? They're getting a little healthy, getting some guys back. And Mills wasn't a bad quarterback anyway when they drafted Stroud. He just had some, lack of talent around him and stuff. When I saw the Colts up, whatever they were, in the fourth quarter, I was ready to pounce on on Houston early because I thought the line was going to go up because you go into KC and you beat the Colts, this is going to be a 4.5, 5. So I sat and I waited, and then, KC gets their magic. Colts take a loss, and here we are, 3.5 still. So I do like the Texans here. And this Colts team, as good as it is, you flip it up there, nice winning record. They get kind of outstatted sometimes. They get outplayed. They got the Denver win was a little, people are going to call it fishy or rigged with the flag, but, you got to break there. This game here, they even out. And people say they don't even out. They even out. I'm just
it all comes out in the wash. Isn't that the saying? It all comes out in the wash.
The Texans, to me, are just a team. I love the extra rest, number one.
Yep.
Now, Colts, listen, they had a bye week the week before, but still, you just played a dogfight and then go to overtime to boot. And now you're sitting on these guys who they're feeling refreshed. They're like, look at us. We're in a playoff mix here. Kansas City's reeling, and they had Kansas City must win next week against the Texans. They play next week. Texans got to be thinking, we win this. We beat KC next week. We are in tiebreaker wise. We're in the playoffs at 9-8. I'm taking the Texans here. And normally, I've said it before. Everybody, 3.5, 7.5. I take favorites mostly. Spots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this one here. the way Houston plays defensively first, they're a very good defensive squad. One of the better ones, top. I'm going to say like a top 5 unit. And again, they might not average out that way. However, you want to look at true stats, or I'm not pulling up numbers in front of me to give you firm. You watch them play; they are a dead to right under team based on their defense and how they run their offense. So a half point in a spot like this versus a team like the Colts who play the way they play, higher throwing, they're going to regress to the means. It's still Daniel Jones out there. This half point. It was like last week's half point with Kansas City, right? We said, let's take the Colts here in 3.5. Right. We'll come down to 23-20. Yeah. Well, it seemed to be 23. This is the same kind of way. Maybe this isn't 23-20. Maybe this is 30-27. But a half point, I'm taking it. This is a spot where I think it's major for me.
We want the hook. Give us the hook. We're taking it. All right. Texans plus the 3.5. Let's talk Jaguars at the Titans. Jags are 7-4. They just beat the Cardinals in Arizona in overtime. A lot of teams are coming off of overtime in this little spiel that we're doing here. 27-24 in overtime in Arizona. Titans, they lost again because that's what they do. But they lost to the Seahawks. Pretty good team. 30-24. They were at home. They're still at home. What do you got going on here? I got the Jags -6, the total 41.5. I mean, the Titans lose, but did they lose by 6?
Listen, I've been on this little Titan team for a while. We had them out of the bye week a couple weeks ago against, I think, the Houston Texans, right? Where I said, you know what? Yeah. This is a spot for them. They are home. Fired the coach, but you got the rookie quarterback. He's going to be like, you know what? Let's take a breath of fresh air here. The season is what it is, fellas. But let's do our thing. And sure enough, you almost pulled that one out. You covered. You had the game after that, Seattle last week. They didn't quit. They're down 30-7. I'm thinking I had Seattle. Yep. I'm like, I'm looking good here. All they had was a punt return, and they fight back for a couple touchdowns.
Yep. 30-24. I mean, from 30-0, that's a big jump.
You got the Jags are a team. They're a dog team to me. Last week, they were like a 1-point dog to start the week. It went off of 2. What you need? You jumped out to a lead, overtime. Chargers was a cakewalk off of their little bye. They came in, good spot there. They beat them there. Before that, against the Texans, what happened? We were like, no. We don't want the Jaguars in that spot. Yeah, lose badly. Favored. Yeah. The Raider game.
That makes sense. I have college basketball teams like that where I love you as a dog.
Another overtime game.
Yep.
They play 2 overtimes in 4 weeks. They are just they are not a laying 6 or 7 team. That is not who they are. You're take the Jaguars plus 3-14. Maybe in a pick 'em where they play and you kind of like them in a spot they won a couple. Not laying 6. Not happening. No way. No how.
On the road at that. On the road.
Now, listen, I will not be shocked here if the Titans win this one outright. That's what I mean. You can't play like the way the Titans do and not get picked off. They play down. That's why they do not cover as favorites. So go run through their scores. Look at them. They're all close games.
That's a good call. All right, I'm into it. I trust you. I'm here for your information. You're not here for mine. All right, let's go Titans. I'm with it. Okay, so Titans +6 is that when we're moving to the Rams and the Panthers. Rams are 9-2. Panthers are 6-6. Rams just got off a win at home, 34-7 versus the Bucs. So that was a decent little beat down there. Panthers lost on Week 12's Monday Night Football, 20-19 in San Francisco. Yeah. So we've got the Rams minus a 10.5 here. The total's a 44.5. What's your breakdown?
Breakdown is this. As bad as Carolina looked last week, all right, and you can say, well, Bryce Young threw interceptions. Well, so did San Francisco. So nobody really took advantage. It was an ugly game. They were off an overtime game versus a rival, who I thought Atlanta would win that game. They were coming back from Europe.
Yeah, we had
Carolina beat them. Carolina beat them here in Carolina 30-0. Then it went to overtime, and then whatever they ended up in there. Bad spot, bad game. It's fine. You're giving me 10.5. How am I not taking 10.5 with a team at home?
Yeah, I'm taking 10.5.
You might not like the Cowboys, but if you want to play your little connected BS there, they beat Kansas City. Listen, Dallas can score points, right? I mean, they're not the Rams defense for sure, but Panthers at home, beat Dallas, shut out Atlanta. And you got beat up by the Bills. You got beat up by New England. You lost to San Fran. The Rams are right up there as an elite team. But 10.5, I don't see the Rams coming in. And again, Arizona next week, which isn't a huge division matchup. Like if it was Seattle, you'd be like dead nuts. Like we're all Carolina. Right. They asked a lot of points versus a team. I don't think the Rams have to come in here and win here by 20 because that's what you're asking me to do when I see a 10.5, which means they got to be up 20. So that garbage touchdown that Bryce is going to get at the end of the game. He's improved every week. He's improving. Throw out a bad game. You're going to have a bad game every once in a while. That's okay. 10.5 is too many points on the road. Too many. Carolina's still they're in first place in the South, I think. What are we doing here?
And they're traveling across country to play the game too. Not to mention that.
Well, Carolina's coming back too, so it's the same.
Oh yeah. That's true. Okay, that's good.
That's not. That's. I mean, they'll be there beforehand. Obviously, they'll be home Tuesday as opposed to, saying or the LA's coming in Friday or whatever. But I just don't. Again, are they going to win by 20? Because that's the number in my head that the Rams have to win by to cover this. Because if they get a touchdown, 20. It's 29. It's 2017 or however you want to word it. They got to be up a big chunk. 10 isn't cutting it here. I need a bigger lead. 10. Yeesh, nah, I like the Rams. Rams probably the best team in the NFC right now.
Well, that doesn't mean they can't lose, and that's why they let us bet on this.
I just need the cover. We're talking covering.
Yep, exactly. I was watching, my final free pick last night was Duke, Arkansas, and I had the Razorbacks, and my mom's like, but I think Duke's going to win. I'm like, I want Duke to win, just not by 11 points. Like 10.5 is my number right here. So I had a good little day. I got both of those things happen for me, but the difference between winning and covering is a very big deal, guys. I'm sure all of you viewers know that. Just, my mother. So let's talk 49ers. They're 8-4 at the Browns. They are 3-8. Niners are off that win on Monday Night Football against the Panthers. We just talked about that. The Browns were here in Vegas, beat the Raiders. Everyone beats the freaking Raiders. I never liked the Raiders to begin with, and now they're here in Vegas where I live, and I'm supposed to like them, and I'm not going to because I'm from Houston, and that's on my birth certificate. Where's your birth certificate, Raiders? Okay, Browns beat Vegas 24-10 here in Vegas. We got the Niners in Cleveland -4.5. The total's 36. What are your thoughts here?
It's easy. I'm thinking myself, Niners by touchdown. They should win here. Right? They're the better team. You beat the Raiders last week, Sanders. You're in there dancing like, look at this. If I was only here all year. All right, let's slow down a little, fella. We got one game versus a Raider team who knows where they are. They fired the coordinator, maybe the coach. That team's a hot mess. Now you're versus a guy who's a Super Bowl coach, a recent. And Carroll's a good coach, but let's be honest, he's a little past his prime over there going on. Pete Carroll. This team here, not that they're getting healthy, but they have their starting quarterback back, which always helps. CMC's been on the field, which is you got the best player on the field skill-wise for both offenses. You got a shot. It's going to be nasty weather here for sure. They're calling rain and kind of nastiness here. Cleveland, though, the defense is fat. I mean, how the hell are you going to talk bad about this defense? This is a legit defense for years now. Mm-hmm. For years, the defense has kept them. If they got any kind of quarterback play, they'd be winning 12 games. When they do get some play, they got a 2-time coach of the year because of, how they are. But 4.5, I don't know. It looks way too easy thinking, Niners win by a touchdown here. I won't be shocked. This is more Niners win by a field goal because it's going to be sloppy. I remember a couple of years ago, I had the Browns in this spot with like DRT quarterbacking, and people were like, the Niners are going to roll these guys. And Cleveland ended up winning outright with whoever their third stringer was in the game. And again, this isn't, I'm not praising Shador or knocking on him. It's going to be an ugly game because he's still a rookie. He is what he is.
And he's got his own personal life issues that are all going on right now too. With people stealing
this is not a Shador standard buying the hype pick because some people are going to come in and be like, look at this, You're taking the Browns. You like what you saw against the Raiders. I don't like what I saw against the Raiders. That has nothing to do with it.
I could beat the Raiders. Like if I suited up right now, I could get some routes in. I'm sure of it. I mean, I might not be all of them, but I'm sure I could outkick their kicker or something.
Let's
I mean,
think
I'm
of what
something,
we just saw.
you know.
What did we just see? We saw Carolina on the road pick off Purdy a bunch of times, right? Purdy didn't have a great game. Now he's going on the road in inclement conditions. I think the rain's definitely 100% or whatever, versus a defense that is the best one he's going to see with a Mauler and Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns because this is a 3-point game. This is a field goal game by any stretch. There's that's it.
I feel that.
It's a close one.
I like that. Good breakdown. I like that. I'm with you on this. I mean, it's not like 49ers are not used to rain and stuff like that, but this is a different kind of – we're walking into a different kind of situation right now.
And he's Purdy is what he is. He's a game manager type cat. And I think that's going to get negated in weather with a defense like this. And the best defensive player on the field's on the other side, who wreaks havoc on teams.
Yeah, so there's that.
Dude, if him and Parsons, they were talking about him and Parsons getting together, holy cow. That would be like something out of like you're playing like your 8-year-old brother or sister in like Madden football and you're like 16, like just like mauling on them. Like sack. It's like 4th and like 47 and they're still going for it. Sack.
I never let my kid win anything when he was little, and I kind of regret it because he's so freaking competitive now. And now he's 6 foot, and so he beats me at things. I was the winner for so long. Okay, so Broncos 9-2 taking on the Commanders 3-8. This is the late game, the Sunday night game, going off at 8:20. We got the Broncos minus 5.5. The total's 43.5. We've talked about 5.5 a lot on this show before. It's the gambler spread. It's the devil's spread. It's the dog spread. Break it down for me.
Yeah, and it's come down here, and to me, this is all Washington for me. As we do this, the Bears win, so they're 9-3. I'm thinking about the Bears a real team with their record, or is Denver a real team with their record? New England with these wins. Denver's one of those
teams. The Packers are unhappy to hear that the Bears won because I know that was a big division thing going on.
I'm not a huge Bo Nix guy. Washington to me is a team that's in a lost season. You lose your quarterback in a blowout. He shouldn't have been out there. Your franchise is gone. They were already banged up and in a lost season. This is it here. Prime time. You're out of your bye here. Can you show a little heart in a game?
Yeah, both of these teams were on a bye last week. Yeah. I'm throwing that out there. Yeah, both were on a bye.
Yes, they were. Okay, I mean, like, as the homies here, can you come out and put one together for your fans, a little competitive game? I mean, we've seen Denver, granted, it was in England or wherever they're playing against the Jets. Ugly game, right? Well, 13-11. What was the Houston game or the Tennessee game? Houston. It was Houston. What was that? 13-6 or some crap. Another Bo Nix takes off with like 30 seconds left. They kick a field goal because you get the 35-yard run. Nothing all game. 30 seconds left. They kick a field goal in 16-13 or 15-13. They're not good on the road.
Right.
Now they're playing another trash team. And again, you're expecting them, like the Jaguars, you're expecting a team to come in here and win when that is not anything I've seen. I'm looking for the Denver schedule right now. What was it? Yeah, 13-11 at the Jets, 18-15 against the Texans. I mean, Raiders 10-7.
Well, did they just not play up? Do they play to their competition? Is it that one?
They play exactly down to their competition. I mean, 13-11 the Jets on the road. Even the Eagles game on the road, 21-17. They came back in that one. Not a lot of points.
Not like a lot of points in that game. Feels like a big under.
Look at these scores. No, I'm not. I don't think they're going to come and score 30 today. Get the hell out of here. Win by a touchdown or more. No. Washington
all day long. Not my chair, not my problem. All right, Mr. Sean Higgs. Well, viewers at home, I'm going to do a recap on all the picks, and then we're going to let you know about which one is Sean's best bet off the whole entire show. Do need to remind everybody, though, Sean Higgs, his job, what he does for a living is he sells plays, and his best bets, his premium plays are over at picksandparlays.net. We did already kind of touch on it. It's been ticking on the leaderboard. Number 3 on the site over the last 7 days in college football. He's up 57%, rocking and rolling. Higgs, tell the people what it's all about over there.
Yeah. You got the best one, number 1 for the entire year here, as it's December, number 1 entire year.
I love that. I didn't see that. I wish you would have told me. I would have popped it in.
They flipped around a little bit on the how it's set up. As people know, they watch the YouTube channel. And we said, hey, we're coming back. Or, some changes here with different things going on. Right. But there is a they on the side there they have they'll switch it around. I think they're re-switching how the configuration is. But yeah, whatever to that. NFL.
Don't say whatever. That's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of work.
No, I meant like
okay. Whatever to that. Okay.
Changing the site and switching things up. That is, that's this business there. But yeah, NFL, college football bowl. We got championship week next week. College bowls the week after that. College basketball, which I like. I'm more into college basketball. Although I'm a little less volume this year than last year. I don't know. The lines have just been a little tighter. I shouldn't say tighter because they're like 5-point total moves. So it's like, oh boy, a little craziness here. NFL, I'm light in. NBA. I'm maybe a dozen games for the year, not a lot. Yeah, hockey, I did have a hockey winner as we do our Friday show here. I had the Rangers say I am 7-2 in hockey. So if you're ever on a weekly or a 3-day pass, you see a hockey game. Not that it's going to win, definitely, but it's got a better than average bear shot at coming through there. So, I recommend though for me, and I've said this before, get a weekly or a 30-day or some kind of extended pass because I put games up early. I have games up for next Sunday already in NFL action. I mean, I have Dallas here. On my Thursday night, I got Dallas 5.5. The line's like 3 now.
But if you're on the site, I'm typing that in.
Yeah, but the lines move 3 points here. I get earlier lines, and a lot of times you won't see packages up for me, and the next day you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know this guy had picks up. What is up with that? Well, the Detroit line's 3. I have 5.5. If you were to buy my Seattle pick this weekend and say Seattle minus 7.5 and the line is 12, you'd be a little annoyed. Yeah. But someone who's on my 30-day package is like, all right, I'm putting this in on Monday morning. We're going to be okay. So
yes. And that really is true. The early bird getting the lines, that's a big way that I just do handicapping as it is. I kind of figure out what I like, and I like to see if I have time before I do the pick video, which way does the line move? Because it's usually going to move, and that helps confirm your play. So those early lines, the best number is what we're all trying to do here every single day is get the best number. I have like a really strict rule that I won't make a bet if I didn't get the best number. I'll wait for in-game.
If the line is gone, you move on. Like you mentioned in-game, we don't have that opportunity here on the sites to just be pumping out stuff like that. It's more personal kind of choices. And there's people I have discussions on Twitter and on YouTube or X or whatever, and like, oh, well, who cares about your long term? The last 3 days, you're 13 and 11. Fella, if you're not worried about long term, you're not a winning bettor. Like you don't care about it. You have to, and I always say use the leaderboards because it is tricky. There's, you could be, I'm nice for the year, but if I'm 500 for the week, it's not helping you. Totally understand.
Yeah. And that's why
we have a leaderboard. Somebody's hot for a week. You want to jump on 3 days, 6 days, 7 days in a row. But if you're not worried about long-term numbers and winning, you're not going to be successul.
Yeah. And I get, there's a lot of people that do this recreationally. It's Sunday, it's the weekend, throw a couple $100 at a 10-team parlay and a 20-team teaser and, that kind of stuff. And this is just your fun, and you're not in it really to win money. You're in it to help you through your weekend for entertainment. And I get that. But if you're doing this for your bread and butter, you better pay attention. You better track your bets.
I did like 2 weeks ago. I did like a race for 10. Someone in the midday morning was like, oh, race for 10. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like,
I love a race for 10.
Like minus like 479 for a basketball team. And so I did it with random. Silly. Yeah, it was so I did some random college basketball one. It was like eight teams, whatever it was, and all 280s or above, a couple maybe like a 800 with like Gonzaga, whoever the case would be. So it was like 58-47 because it was some odd number, right?
Right.
But it paid like 780, and I
You know
cashed
what
my
my little thing is that you know how you can bet on double result? So you can bet like who's like first half, second half of college basketball. It's Oklahoma. I think it was Oklahoma State and Northwestern I was doing. So like before you take Oklahoma State, the dog at a plus number to win the first half, and then you do the double result and do Northwestern to win the first half and the full game. And like I'm just using this one because it's the one that's sticking out to me. And I think Oklahoma State ended up winning the game actually. So it didn't work in this sense. But if you think you've got a handle on who's going to win the game, then you can hedge yourself. That double results like a plus 475 against the first half winner at plus money at like a plus 160. You know what I'm saying? So I've been jacking with that. There's a lot of really cool, fun ways to make money and to, skew things around. But none of them are guaranteed. And that's why you have to pay attention, Yeah.
And listen, I'm talking about like a crazy race to 10 kind of nonsense or parlays. Mm-hmm. And those are fun bets. Like you see the commercials. Hey, you're out having, I see those commercials for DK. Oh, you're out having fun. You're out with your friends at the bar having fun betting. You shouldn't be having fun betting. If you're having fun betting, that's fine. I'm not having fun betting. It's work. I remember going to AC. I pick up my friends going to AC. I'm like, let's go to work. They're like, what do you mean work? I'm like, I'm going to roll dice for fun. This ain't fun for me. I'm trying to make some money.
I used to play professional poker, and we would say that you can't have fun playing poker because if you're playing for money, it's not fun. And if you're not playing for money, it's not fun. So there's no fun in freaking, this is work where you got to stay focused. And these are long seasons. We just got out of baseball. All of our brains are still, reeling from baseball was a month ago. It's a grind. You got to do this every day. Stay focused, stay fit. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a lifestyle choice. It really, really is. Okay, so let's do a little recap, and then we'll let you know the best bet of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give us that thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Drop anything into the comment box you need to tell us. Is Higgs right? Is Higgs wrong? Let me find out you say Higgs is wrong, because I'll come for you. No, we're all wrong sometimes, but don't talk crap about my boy. All right, so we got the Texans at the Colts. Sean is taking the Texans plus 3.5. Jags at the Titans. Higgs is on the Titans plus 6. We got Rams and Panthers. We're taking the Panthers plus 10.5 because we don't think the Rams are up by 20. We got the Niners at the Browns. We're taking the Browns 4.5. And then for the late game, we're looking at the Broncos and Commanders. We're taking Washington plus the 5.5 points. We got a little bonus pick action. But why don't you tell the people who is your best bet?
We're going to be taking the Tennessee Titans there plus the 6 versus Jacksonville.
Woo!
Again, like I said, the Jags, not a favorite team, not on the road, back-to-back road games, an overtime game before that to play. Not happening. Tennessee's been playing with little life since coming out of the bye week, little feisty. This is, again, an anti-Jags play. We think they got two overtimes their last 4 games or 3 games, something like that. Not interested. Winning by 6. You tell me they got win by 7 points here, maybe 10 to cover a backdoor. No. Tennessee. And again, I think maybe Tennessee outright in this one too as well.
I like that. I'm going to sprinkle the money line on this just because I really, really liked your breakdown. And like I said, I have that with my certain college basketball teams. I love you as a dog, but I am not taking you as a favorite, and this is one of those spots for Jacksonville. Yeah. On the road, 6 points. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. So your bonus pick was the Cowboys. What's that line at now? And is there any value still in betting the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think there is. Why would do you really want to? And this is what it comes in. I know it's both of them have their extra rest in this kind of spot,
right?
And Dallas has they got their loss to the Bears there. They're without their CD got hurt. Mm-hmm. But let's just look at the way the Lions have been playing lately. They got the loss last week, 2 weeks ago against the Eagles. They didn't look good. No offense there. The Viking game. Dan Campbell, the gambling Dan right? He wants to go for it. 10 minutes to go. The guy, I'm going to bypass a field goal to get within 7 to go to be down by 3. You don't get it. You keep doing that. That's why they're 7-5 this year, because they are not executing that way. You're going to give me the 3 here. I mean, Dallas could score. The Dallas offense is a legit offense. The Lions defense is as quote unquote good as Dallas defense, which I don't think it's all. It's a bend don't kind of break kind of unit.
Right.
I mean, you saw the Giants, and I'll give the Lions a little bit of a leeway on that game against the Giants. Like the 2-8 Giants, who the hell cares, right? We'll go in here, we'll play. We should win by a touchdown, 10 points. We got Green Bay, big revenge coming up. They beat us. That was their effort. Let's be honest. They shouldn't even gotten to overtime in that game. That kick. Are you kidding me with that? I mean, holy cow! Talk about a remote control ball. I'm surprised people didn't come out saying the ball was rigged on that. How the one way start turn back another, and I don't want anything. I think they're not that they're a depleted or beat down team, but that was a bad loss.
Yeah.
Now to regroup, I don't know. Dallas is on the flip side of that. They're kind of high, and you're going to give me points with a team that can score on offense.
Yeah.
Again, 3.5 is not the best number, but I'll take it here just on the way Dak's been playing. The defense has been a little bit improved since they made their trades at the trade deadline there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Detroit, I don't see him switching up his style in this game. Like, hey, it's 4th one from the 18. Is this guy really going to kick a field goal? He's probably going to try to go for it, which is good or bad. I'm just saying from the point, if he's going to stick to what he does, that adds a little bonus. It might not be reflected in the point spread. It'll be reflected in the possession somewhere, which is going to help us in the long run of the point spread,
Right. That's just it. You know so much about football. I love listening to you talk about football. You're a breaker downer and I like it. All right, guys, that's your week 13 rapid fire with Mr. Sean Higgs. Don't forget to give us a follow at Picks Parlays. You can find this guy at Mr. Sean Higgs over on X. If you're looking for more of me, I'm at Plus Money Honey. And don't forget, you can pick up all of Higgs premium plays, his packages, 30-day package, 3-day package. We got everything in between there too. And it's right here at picksandparlays.net. Have a great week 13, everyone. Happy holidays and good luck to you.
See ya.
See ya.